Hello, and follow me along on how to master the stacked text effect in few stages where you will learn not only how to cut the text into smaller parts and slices, how to layer them properly, and then how to create gradients, fills, and outlines, but also to solidify the concepts and fundamentals that make you a smarter Photoshop user. Welcome to my channel, Sloppy to Rocky, and let's do this. Alright, so I'm gonna start off by adding the text. Let me write the word stack, and I'm gonna make it full screen. I'm going to press OK here and select the move tool, press Alt, and then make it bigger. Something like this. Press the tick, bring it here in the center. In fact, I can go here in the align tools by going here in the selection and the canvas and align it vertically and horizontally. And then I'm going to make it a little bit even bigger by pressing Alt and making it bit more bigger like this and press OK. And now I'm going to create a copy out of this. Press Alt and then Shift and then drag one copy out like here. Press Alt and then make a copy out here like this. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to mask these two texts because I want to hide a certain portion and I want to reveal a certain portion. So that I'm going to do is I'm going to select this text and select the marquee tool and draw over the area that I want to reveal, that I want to show. So I want to show the upper portion here. So I'm going to keep it something about here, slightly upwards here. I think this is fine. Now, once this is done, all I have to do is go down here on the right hand side and press on this mask. And there you go. It has made a mask for me. And I'm going to do the same for the text that's below here. All I have to do is I have to first select the layer. I'm going to press V for the move tool. So this layer is selected. I could have selected from here as well. I'll press M again to highlight the marquee tool. And now I'm going to just drag over this area and push it upwards to something around, I guess, just about here. This is fine. And now I'm going to press mask. This is it. I'm going to go up here, press the move tool, hold shift and bring it down. Not the both, select them one by one, hold shift and move it down. And I'm going to press this here and I'm going to move it up. So that's pretty much the first step. And there's one more thing that I want to talk about since these are the beginner tutorials. So you can see here on this layer, when I apply the mask, this shows the photograph of the mask or a thumbnail of the mask, and the area that is black is hidden and the area that is white is the visible part. And it's practically the same on the layer below here. The black area is the hidden area and white is the area that's visible and revealed. And this is the same black and white color on the left hand side that you can see here. The white one shows that's the foreground, which means the one that is on the top, and this is the background, which is the one at the back that is not visible. So it's very important. If it was the other way around, if it was flipped like this, then this area where I had drawn the marquee tool would have been hidden and the other half would have been visible. So that is not something that we want. So we want that the foreground should be white and the background should be black, so that wherever we draw, the area that's on the front should be visible and whatever that's left out will get blocked out or will get masked. So that's something one need to understand when working with masks, and what are these black and white colors and how they show up here on the left side and what they mean here. So from here, all we have to do is make more copies and keep on editing it, which is the next thing what we are going to do. All right, so let's continue from where we left off. And now we are going to make multiple copies of it and we will edit the mask so that we will reduce the area and make it smaller and smaller. So to make a copy, you can, come here, press duplicate layer, or you can press Ctrl J. That will also create a layer here, or you can select this layer, whichever you want to copy, hold Alt and then press left click, and with the shift selected you can push it upwards and this gives you another layer that you want to create. You can let go of the shift, but that would move it. So press undo, hold Alt and then just move it upwards, something like this. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to make this area smaller. For that we need the access to that selection, to the marquee selection once again, and then we would be able to reduce it. So for that, simply we have to come here, but before we can press on this thumbnail or click on this thumbnail, hold Control, press Control and now click it. And with this, you can see this area is now visible again. The marquee area and the marching ants are visible again. Now we can edit it. So we can come here, make sure to hold shift down and now press it upwards. This will cut out the area whichever way you want. Once you're happy, you can press tick. And to make these marching ants go away, all you have to do is press Ctrl D. So that will deselect it. So hold shift and bring it downwards, something like this. Oops, this should be fine. And now you have to just repeat the process once again here. So I'll press Alt, click with hold shift and then bring it down a little bit more, something like here. Again, press Control, and with this layer selected, press Control and click on the thumbnail, and that will again highlight the marquee area. Press shift and hold it down like this to whichever spot you want. If I don't hold shift, it will do something like this. It will do it proportionately, which we don't want. We just want the stop area to go away. So when you press shift, you can make edits according to your own choice. It won't do it in proportion. So press undo here, and I think we're happy here. And I will again press Control D to deselect this area. You have to press the tick here first. Now press Control D, and it's deselected. Hold shift and bring it upwards, something like this. So from here on, since it's all repetition, I'll make copies and keep on reducing, trying it half with every selection. Since it's a repetitive process where I'll have to make the copies, I'm going to speed it up and not speak on it every time I do it. All right, so this is the stack that I've created by repeating the process. Need to make some final tweaks. I'm going to make sure that all of them are properly aligned. They just might move while moving up and down. And I'm going to, select each copy one by one from here in the layers, starting with this stack copy and just making sure that it's kind of at the right distance I want it to be. I'll select this one now and move. I'm using the arrow keys, kind of visually doing it. Oops, I missed one copy, which is the fifth one. Onto this one. And now finally onto the top one here. This is fine. And I'm going to go down here, start with this copy and kind of push it upwards a little. The copy 4, move it along. If you want to be more accurate, you can simply bring it really to the top, and then you can kind of count how many times you press down on the keyboard to make it even more accurate. But this is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's aligned properly and that we have the things in order. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the copies that are above here, stack copy 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. I'm going to press Ctrl G and group them together. And I'm going to select the copies that are below, copy 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And I'm going to group it together. So I can call it the top stack. And I'm going to call this one as the bottom stack. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this top stack. That will open up the layers menu. And now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a stroke. What I'm going to do is I am going to come here and pick the stroke, and in the blending options, in the advanced blending, I'm going to reduce this fill opacity, and so the full stroke would be revealed. I'll press OK, and I'm going to do the same for the bottom. Double click in the blending options, in the advanced blending, the fill opacity, reduce it and turn on the stroke. Now, as for the stroke, a gradient is applied, and if I go here in the stroke, most of the time it's color, which will turn it into a fill. From here, you can come to the gradients. You can select the gradient you want by clicking on it, and there are a lot of presets. And I have one, the name here is Red 07. So I'll go here in the reds, and it's this one. So you can keep on changing if you want to. There are many options that we have, so I'll press OK. And I'm going to select the main text, double click on the layer style, and I am going to apply a gradient overlay on this, which is again the same one that is already selected. And this time around in the blending in the advanced, I don't need to reduce the fill since that it's a fill color. We don't want to remove it. Moreover, even if you try to remove the fill opacity, it won't do anything because this is a gradient that has been applied. It's an overlay. If I remove this and reduce this, then it will work. So it works only on the fill. So I can remove the fill and apply this gradient overlay. It will be visible. I can press OK. And the moment I turn them into a stroke, I can see that because of the thickness of the stroke, all these are kind of touching each other. So I can go here and select one by one and move it upwards. Start here with this one, this copy, the first one. I'll move it a little bit upwards, give it a little more space, and I'll do this one by one for each one of them. Then this one, and then this one. So this is something that you do on the fly as you notice things just the way they are. So I'm gonna push it here upwards. So we have made the edits in the top stack. So I'll come here at the bottom stack as well. I'll start with this copy, we'll push it downwards, then this one push it downwards a bit, and then this one push it downwards. This as well, then select the next one, which is copy 8, move it, move it, move it, and finally stack copy 10 and then move it below as well. Sure, everything is aligned properly. So here we have the bottom stack. Both of these now have the top stack, the bottom stack, and the main text at the center. All of them now have effects applied to them. So I'll click here. This is what it's going to look like at the moment. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two stacks, hold shift or control, and select all three of them and again group them together by pressing Control G, and I'm going to call it stack group 1. Okay, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to make a copy of it by pressing Control J, and you have a copy, and this one is on the top, so you can call it stack group 2. So far so good. In fact, I'm going to rename them a little bit more, and I'll call this the top stack, since obviously I've kept it on the top, and I'm going to call this one as the bottom stack. All right, so far so good. All right, so we're almost there onto the final part now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this top stack. I'm going to open it, and within that top stack, so we have repeating names now. So I'm going to rename them top stacked layer, and this one as bottom stacked layer. So on the top stack, I'm going to open it, and to this top stack, which is about this group, and the bottom stack, which is this group. So I'm going to double click on this and reopen the layer style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stroke, and I'm going to click on the gradient overlay. It doesn't matter if I don't have this turned on. I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to do the same with the bottom stack as well. Double click, remove the stroke, and stop the gradient. So we have this. Since it's on the top, so the stroke is hidden below. So what we're going to do is we can have multiple variations. We can have the graphic like this. We can have the stroke off the top, and we can have just the stroke style below, or we can even have a diagonal if we want. It's all up to us now what we want to do. And there's one more thing. In the bottom stack, the layer that is below here, this one. So I've turned off. In this one, I'm going to take this stack, the text in the center, and I'm also going to apply a stroke to it and remove the gradient and keep it this way and press OK. And now I'm going to turn on the top layer. So basically in the top stack, we have the fills, and in the bottom stack, we have the strokes. If I turn it off, you can see it now. It's working this way. So now we can layer it to have a more stylized look to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top stack layer, I'm going to add a mask on it. And now I'm going to click on the thumbnail of the mask. And of course, I can start with this marquee tool, and I'm going to drag over it up till here, just about here. You can zoom in a bit to see if it's just where you want it, intend it to be. Since it's overlapping it a little bit, I'm going to hold it and bring it down and just kind of bring it here at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, since this is the top stack layer, I'm going to hide this area. What we had done so far is that we would only reveal the portion that is within the mask and hide what was outside the mask. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it opposite. I'm going to hide what's here, and I'm going to keep this portion open for visibility, or should I say keep it revealed. And for that, we have to look here. As you can see, the foreground now is black, which means what would be in the front would be removed, and on the background white would be revealed. In many cases, if I press a tick here, in many cases it might be reverse. So make sure that the foreground here is black. Now all you have to do is press Alt and then delete. That's all. You now press Ctrl D. So this way you can remove the stack. As you can see in this thumbnail, this area is now blackened, the rest is revealed. You can continue doing this. You can keep it here and you can move it down here. Make sure that the thumbnail is selected. And now again press Alt Delete, and with this you can remove it as well. Press Ctrl D to deselect. So as you can see, it's a little bit overlapping on the top, but it's okay. You can fine tune it, increase the distance if you want to. I'll press undo. Okay, again press undo and press Ctrl D. So I have basically removed the whole mask. What we can also do is we can have a polygon mask. From here you can see there are a lot of options. You can have the lasso tool, the polygon lasso tool, the magnetic lasso tool. So I'm going to select this one, and we can have a different stylized kind of mask, and I'm going to close it. Make sure you are clicking on the thumbnail, and again hold Alt and delete so you can have this kind of style as well. So I'm going to press undo again, remove the selection, and now let's try something different. You can select the pen tool, and you can come here, hold shift, come here, oops, you can come here, and make it like this, and then you can come here and make it like this, and then come here and make it like this, or maybe press undo and just click it here, and then you can go outside here, on the outside, and on the outside again, and close it here. Now press right click and make it into a selection and press OK. Don't forget to click here, and then again press Alt Delete. Press Ctrl D to deselect, and now you can have something like this as well. So there are millions of possibilities that you can make and have multiple stack layer. So I'm gonna press undo, and we'll go back all the way here, and I'm gonna select this marquee tool. I'm basically gonna stick with this one, and now zoom in. Make sure that you have the most tool selected, and you can just go really in here and keep it here. You can go in and out and make sure that whatever it is, if it's overlapping a bit too much, you can zoom out and press Ctrl D to deselect. Cancel it here. Then press Ctrl D, deselect, and now so you can take the marquee tool and just draw it over here. Make sure that this thumbnail is selected, and go here to the move tool to make adjustments, and go really deep to make that pixel by pixel movement, and make sure you're just about here. That should help, and avoid the clipping of the C. And all you have to now do is hold Alt, make sure that this area is black, the foreground is black, hold Alt and then delete. Make sure you click here on the thumbnail, Alt delete. Now you can press Ctrl D, deselect everything, and you're going to come here over to this portion. Again, make sure the thumbnail is selected. Use the marquee tool, kind of start from here. Choose the move tool, come closer to make sure that the C won't get clipped. You just basically want 1 or 2 pixels downward, zoom in real in, and bring it in here. And that will ensure that the main letter in the center won't get clipped away. So you have it. Again, the foreground should be black. Hold Alt and then delete. Make this, never forget to select the thumbnail and then come back here and now hold Alt, delete. It will be removed. Press Ctrl D. And if at any point you feel you have messed up the mask and you feel like that you want to do it all over again, it's pretty simple. Click on this thumbnail of the mask and then hit delete. It will delete the layer mask for you. Press delete and you can have everything back just the way it was. I'm going to press undo since I don't want to delete it. And this is pretty much it that we were trying. And there's one more thing you can do is that you can try and change the background color. So one way you can do is you can add a rectangle to change the color. So you can come here, select the rectangle tool, click anywhere on the screen, and make it 1500 by 1500 pixel to make sure it's size of the canvas. Press OK. And then you can just use the move tool to bring it back here exactly in the center. You can go here in the layers menu, you can push it downwards, and there you go. It looks nice and stacked. It looks really cool with that glowing effect of the gradients. And another way of doing it, if you just want to add a black color, you don't need to add the rectangle. You can delete this. You can simply select the background layer, unlock it while highlighting the layer, press Alt and backspace, and that will turn it black, and that's it. And you can again lock it if you want to. This is another way. But if you want to have a different color than this black one, then you can go ahead and add the rectangle like I said. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to make it full screen. This is what we have achieved in this tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll keep on adding more and more tutorials on how to use Adobe Photoshop. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you soon.